Good morning. On Wednesday, the 12th of May 2021. Now, tomorrow is Ascension Day, and on Sunday next, it's the Ascension themes that we'll be using in church. And I guess that's almost an aside just to alert you to the fact that it's the Feast of the Ascension. I watched the news last night, and I don't know, there was something that struck me. The talk of in England people being able to hug one another. Now in Wales, of course, we have that wonderful word cwtch, which is a hug, but it's more than that. And that set me thinking, because there was much debate about what constituted a hug and whether you could actually embrace somebody and hug them as you could before, or whether that needed to be modified somehow. And a cwtch is something that we give with our being. A hug isn't an arm's length pat. It's a full-blown embrace of somebody, in my book. And I became quite disturbed, really, by listening to all of this debate about who you could hug and what that meant and all of those things, because I'm only too aware that we've had over a year where lots of people have had no physical contact with anybody, where they've not shaken hands, they certainly haven't hugged anybody, they've really not done anything very much at all. They've had no physical contact. And how fundamental physical contact is to us as human beings. From the time we're born, we know that. And so I'm not for a moment suggesting that anybody breaks any rules or takes excessive risks or anything. I guess what I am saying is, if the medical advice we're getting is that it's okay now to hug people, then let's do that and let's give those people a cwtch. Let's actually mean it. Let's if we're going to do it, let's do it as it is meant to be, as a real connection with another human being for whom we feel affection, friendship, love, whatever. Otherwise, maybe the way forward is, if we're uncomfortable with that for whatever reason, maybe the way forward is actually to continue to use words in a positive way, is to be unerringly kind and loving in the way we speak with people. Because for me, that would be much more meaningful than an uncomfortable hug. And pray that actually what we are being told is that a proper cwtch is okay, isn't high risk, and all of those things. But if there is still any uncertainty about it, let's continue to find ways of warm connection and interaction with other human beings. And we've become really good at that. We've all become, without realizing it, so much better at reading people's eyes. We now know with masks when somebody is smiling at us. We've learnt to smile with our eyes. We've learnt, almost by accident, to communicate with our eyes to other people emotion that perhaps previously we wouldn't have done, because we're often not very good at eye contact. But of course, the only thing left to us with a mask and a lack of physical contact has been eye contact. So let's not underestimate that. Let's not underestimate the power of warmth and love and connection in all its forms. And let's not underestimate the power of the Holy Spirit flowing through us and through the warmth that we exude with or without that physical contact. Let's not underestimate that, because it's God-given. And so that was quite a lot of ramble, really. And I pray that a proper Welsh cwtch is something that we are going to be enabled to offer without fear before too long. And meanwhile, let's continue in this amazing warmth and love that I certainly know has been present even without that physical contact, the touching. And so, until next time, God bless.